morning, it's Laura Boozer, the Fascia Pro, and today we are going to do a quick hand treatment. If you were in my class today at Genesis and the Villages in Florida, I promised you this video, and if I don't do it right now, it ain't gonna happen this week. So let's do it. What do you need? You just need a large soft ball. If you have a Melt Method kit, there's a bunch of different size balls and different densities. You just need the large soft one. If you don't have one and you want one, if you scroll down in this video and see the description information, you'll see a quick link that will take you directly to the website to purchase your own. So you have your tools at home to watch our videos for free and join along every single day. I can't begin to tell you the power of doing a Melt Method hand treatment or a foot treatment every single day. You can talk about this for forever in all different languages, but you're not just working the hands. You're not just going to help with your arthritic conditions or get better grip strength, but you're going to be moving fluid all the way in what we call our arm lines of fascia. That's going to help shoulder challenges, neck challenges, just overall fluidity in the body. So let's get started. Let's do an assessment first. I am a huge advocate of understanding that you can't manage what you can't measure. And when we're doing therapy and we're doing self-care, I'd like to know what changes I'm making. So let's get aware. Let's know what's going on in our body. Grab your large softball and let's just give it a squeeze. So just hold it in one hand and give it a squeeze. Notice what you feel. What's in your fingers? What's happening? Tension, pain, discomfort, maybe in your hand, maybe the wrist, maybe the forearm. What do you notice? Don't judge it, just be aware of it. What about your grip strength? Switch hands, do it again. What do you notice? This is just an assessment, so we have a beginning point to do some treatment and recheck it and notice the changes we made. So again, knuckle, hand, wrist, forearm, grip strength. Think of those things, remember it. Put the ball down. Now let's do another assessment. What happens when I say bring your elbows together, your forearms together, and your hands? Take a breath. What do you notice? Tension in your neck? Is it hard to breathe? Maybe it's hard to even get your hands into this position. Maybe you're out here somewhere, right? That's okay, just notice it, be aware of it. And then I'm gonna invite you to open up your wrist. What do you notice here? Are your fingers curling? Do your wrists open up? Are they stuck up here and like this? Just notice that. Okay. Now let's do some work. First thing we're gonna do, we go through what I call, as a manual therapist, hands-off body work, okay? That's what these steps are. So please listen to the cueing and follow the steps in the order. The magic to the quote fix of your body is knowing how to use the tool the right way, right? The right intention, the right tool, the right technique, and magic happens. Our intention is not to relax muscles and get in there and dig it out. We don't fix pain with pain. Our intention is to glide, add a little more pressure, and shear. You'll notice, I always invite you to do this so you can learn at home. You're trying to find the end point of this superficial layer. That's our shear, and it moves all different directions. And then we'll add a couple more steps that we do in manual therapy of rinsing and friction, and we'll talk you through that. So here we go. Starting in the center of the palm, we're gonna do some compression. Center of the palm, this is my working hand, right? The one touching the ball. That one's gonna stay relaxed. It's the other hand that will be placed on top, and I'll just add a little bit of pressure. When I do that, it's my top hand and arm that do the work. The bottom hand and arm are completely relaxed. Take a breath. Now we're gonna move that ball underneath the knuckle. So we're gonna work through the index finger knuckle. A little compression, again, it's the top hand, belly breath. I'm gonna move it underneath my middle finger knuckle, right? So if you see that, you can't see the ball between my fingers. It's back here in the thickness of my hand, under the knuckle. And then I go to my ring finger knuckle. If you're already there, go ahead. And then underneath my pinky finger knuckle. Again, relax the hand that's touching the ball. No tension or muscle, no muscling through it. Now I'm gonna bring it underneath my thumb, right? You see it there? And we're gonna talk about the bottom of the palm as a straight line here. I've got the outside, the middle, and the outside. We're gonna hit all three. The bottom corner, belly breath, relax. The middle, and the outside corner, compress, belly breath. Relax that arm and neck. Use that top hand as the pressure. Beautiful, now we're gonna glide. So fingertips are down, relaxed, arms relaxed, and I'm simply just gonna pivot off of my fingertips. Maybe use your middle finger as the pivot. And what's happening under my hand is this. The ball is just gonna go back and forth. We're making a smiley face, just gliding the ball, just like we do in body work. We glide first. to prep the tissue and to explore the area for where we're going to come back and do our shears. Then we're going to stop our glide. We'll start right here in the thumb, thenar pad, compress a little bit more, so I'm pinning that skin, and I'm twisting a little bit of a shear force. So it's pinning the skin, I'm moving. The ball isn't necessarily moving. I'm trying to translate and shear the tissue off of each other. A shear force creates hydration. That's the magic. Magic is in the shear. Then I can stop moving altogether with the ball, use my top hand as a little pressure, and I can move my thumb. Now, this joint is rather interesting. The action, it's called circumduction, so it goes all different directions. So again, I'm going to invite you to pin the tissue with the ball, not muscle it, just pin it gently, firm but gentle, and then move your thumb in all different directions. The last 10% of the action, open it up, is 90% of that magic, right? Compress and wait, take a belly breath. Then maybe we move over to the bottom corner and do our shear. Maybe we go right into the base of the palm, right in the center, right straight down from the wrist, and shear. Compress and wait, belly breath. Then we're going to switch hands. We'll go through a little faster. So right in the center, the ball is right under my palm. Compress. Underneath the index knuckle, right through here. Compress. This might be more comfortable. I'll show you modification underneath your middle finger. Compress. You can be on your hands and knees and use your body weight that way. Ring knuckle. So we're not under the fingers, we're under the knuckles. You don't see ball between the fingers. And then pinky. So when I have it in the right spot, the knuckle is the highest point. I'm just using the top hand as a little bit of pressure hand so I can relax all of this. Run it straight down to the bottom corner on this hand. Compress. Run it straight across to the bottom corner underneath the thumb. Compress. And then right smack in the center at the base of your palm. Compress. Now let's add some shear. I'm going to run the ball back over to the thumb, right here. Pin the tissue, use the other hand, and I'm going to tighten up my wiggle here. I'm just pinning the tissue. You see my fingers are kind of relaxed, my fingertips are on the ground. And I'm trying to shear that top layer of tissue against the layers underneath. Shearing causes hydration, and that's where the magic happens. Then I can stop that movement, pin that tissue. I'll move over here where you can see me. And then the only thing that's going to move now is my thumb. I'm going to go out and back, maybe up and down. You can learn those magic words, those fancy medical words, circumduct your thumb in all the directions. Compress and wait, take a breath. Relaxing this arm, it's the top hand that does it. You can take it back to the center and shear. So again, I'm pinning the skin and I'm moving the tissue. So the ball's not really moving. And if you're thinking right now, I don't know if I'm doing this right, you probably are. I always think about it's like brushing my teeth. It's not some big fancy magical action, but it does some magical stuff, right? Same thing. The human body was not designed to be complicated. We make it complicated. Now we're going to rinse. So place that left hand down. I'm going to hold the ball with the right hand, and I'm going to go one direction from my knuckle all the way down the finger to the end. One direction. So outside, top, inside, and follow that through every finger. Outside, top, inside. And you'll notice as I move through my fingers doing that I'm getting a one direction rinse on that top hand as well. Right? The bottom of my top hand is getting that one directional rinse. And what are we doing by this? We're stimulating that flow of fluid. We're moving fluid that we created through our shears and our compressions. We're moving that fluid all the way up what we call our deep arm line. Switch hands. So thumb, center here. Outside, top, inside, outside, top, inside. And this is how we make changes. By doing just our hands, we make changes all the way up the arm, the elbow, tennis elbow, right? Your shoulder problems, rotator cuff issues, neck tension, headaches. Yep, all those things can be magically healed by getting fluid movement All right? Now we're gonna rinse up our arm, our forearm. So I'm gonna put the ball down on the ground. I'm gonna actually start it a little further back so that I can do this number. Run that ball one direction from our hand, up our forearm, all the way to our elbow. One direction. So now we're really moving fluid all the way up. And you can do this laying down while you're watching TV. You can do it sitting at the table. When my coffee is being made in the morning, I'll switch sides so you can do the other arm. I'll do a hand treatment while I'm waiting for my coffee to brew. I do my foot treatment when I'm getting ready and brushing my teeth and drying my hair in the morning. You know, self-care doesn't mean you have to find another hour in the day. Just blend it in at times that you're just kind of waiting for something else, right? But I would challenge you to do a 30-day treatment of hands, 30-day treatment of your feet, and then I would love to hear all the magic that happens, all the changes that are made in your body. Now this last step is friction again. Light pressure, moving that ball back and forth. As light as pressure as you can do, stimulating those superficial nerve endings. Lightest pressure as you can possibly do to keep that ball between your hands and color it all in. All right, let's reassess. Here we go. Let's see the magic that we did in our body. Take that ball and squeeze. Oh, however many years later, it's been 5 maybe, I'm still amazed when I do this and like, what? Like I logically understand it and I get it and I've been doing it forever, but how? How does it make my grip strength stronger? I can't wait to hear what changes you get. Switch hands. What you noticed in the beginning, is that better? Is your grip strength stronger? Any tension that you had, is it better? Yay! Now put that ball down. Let's see how much fluid we moved all the way through the arm line. Take the elbows, forearms, hands together. Take that breath. What do you notice there? Less tension, less tightness in your back. Is it easier to bring your hands together like this? Open them up. What? See if your fingers curl less. Can you open your wrist? This is magic to do before yoga. If you're a yoga person, you use your hands a lot. You need to be in wrist flexion and extension of the wrist. Do a hand treatment. It will save your life. Now, that's a basic treatment. If you want to hang on and watch the rest of this video, I'm going to take you through something that I think especially our more mature people watching, if you got parents that are in assisted living or nursing home and they're like, there's nothing they can do, please show them this video. Do this with them. Let's take our ball and hold it in our hand, and we're going to go through a fingertip and a finger pad action. Fingertip, finger pad. Now you'll notice I had to cheat a little bit. That ring finger was like, I need to help you because this isn't making a connection. That's okay. If you need to hold the ball with the other hand, it is more important that you fingertip and finger pad each finger to reconnect what we call neurological pathway to all of these actions, right? It's probably been a long time since you've moved all these joints in this pattern, okay? Same with the thumb. Fingertip, finger pad. Now switch hands. Fingertip, finger pad. Fingertip, finger pad. I always think when I use my non-dominant hand, if I'm not talking and making a video and I watch myself, I'm probably going. It's really amazing what your nervous system will do to compensate when it's trying to do something it hasn't done in a while. Just relax it all and go through the actions of each one. Now, if I get out to these last two and again, I just can't do it, then I can use two, that's not cheating, earn the right to get to one by doing it correctly, right? And then I'm working my way back. Fingertip, finger pad, move the ball, fingertip, finger pad. It's okay to hold on to the ball, fingertip, pad. Now, I'm gonna invite you to take it between. So, peace fingers, take the ball between the knuckles, and then you'll see how we squeeze. And what's really neat is when you squeeze, you'll see all these tendons running through the hand, or maybe you don't see them because there's so much congestion and tightness and restriction. You've got these little baby muscles. We're gonna do a little bit of a pump action, a couple times, through each knuckle, a couple times, through each knuckle, a couple times. And if this is too much, you can take your small ball and do the same thing. Put it down as far into the webbing as you can. Now, some of you may only have the large softball, and that's all right. So simply just going into the knuckles, making these tendons do some work. Fire that up, create a new pathway. Watch all those itis conditions maybe disappear. Switch hands. Now the webbing into the thumb, again, the thumb does all kinds of actions. And this is the quacking motion, is the one that our brain likes and knows real well. Sometimes we get to a point where we forget that the thumb can actually open up, and sometimes the body will say, no, I'm not even gonna let you open up. So when we're doing this one, open up your palm like this and think about the thumb going straight to the side of the index finger as opposed to in the front. Hopefully you can see the difference of that. Not in the front, we want it out here on the side. So if you have to hold the ball, that's okay, hold the ball. Good job. Now we're gonna bring it between the index and the middle finger. 2 to 3 little compressions. Again, I invite you to look at the top of your hand. What do you notice? One of these days, you're gonna look down and go, what? I see my tendons working. That's amazing. Couple little squeezes. You can add that in right off in the beginning of your hand treatment. Maybe do that first before you go through the compressions and the gliding, shearing, and the rinsing. You can just do that, but I would always invite you to friction at the end. You know, maybe you just have some time sitting, waiting on a flight, or you're driving in the car, and you can do your knuckle decompressions and then friction. And see how much change you make. Again, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, share it with your friends, challenge you to do the hand and or the foot treatment for 30 days, and then please leave in the comments the changes that you felt and the differences you're making in your body. We are all about getting you healthier on your way to living without pain and living your best life. So drink water throughout the day, and yeah, take some time for you.